Welcome to another episode of TerraRossa. Today, my guest is João Couto. He is the founder of Nexus Mental Performance. It's a mental performance system for elite athletes, not only tennis players, mostly tennis players, but also boxers, MMA fighters, and so on. And he's also busy taking this system, this app, to also the general public. But anyway, Joao will be able to explain everything more in detail. How are you doing, Joao, today? Good?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Gianluca. I hope you good too. Yeah, and you say everything about me. I'm the founder of Nexus for 5 years now, and mainly we are on tennis athletes and work this system for tennis athletes. But yeah, I have developed this work for UFC players, for boxing athletes. So yeah, so far so good. We have centered our development right now on junior tennis development too. So the things are going beautiful right now.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So before we get there, I just wanted to ask you though about your background, just briefly your background, and also especially how did you get into tennis and let's say the mental side of the game of tennis.
Yeah, of course. I have always thinking about this, about the break points, about the points of pressure all the time. And I play tennis when I was younger, when I have like 13, 14 years old. I play for 2, 3 years, and I super exciting about the game. I asking myself questions about the game, and after I have a PhD on sports, and I met with a colleague of mine, and we start developing this mental performance tool. Mainly, we start with tennis athletes. We start with Portuguese tennis athletes ranked on 500, 600, 700 in the world, and just support the guys for one or two tournaments in Portugal. And yeah, the things going so nice that we start doing again and again and again with these athletes. And yeah, I think the world we spread, the word is spread, and yeah, we going ourselves going a lot on the ranking too. The people are asking questions about this tool, and we going upside on the ranking too of tennis.
Fantastic, fantastic. I forgot to mention, I mean, just you obviously worked with a lot of junior players in
Yeah,
tennis, but also you worked with Kekmanovic, for example.
yeah,
I think everybody will know his name, the top Serbian player. And also, I know we can't mention, but you've also worked with a top 10. You can't talk about for contractual
yeah.
reasons, but so you've worked with the very, very top in tennis, which is very impressive. So, if you have to talk about Nexus, when did you start it? Why? And above all, today there seems to be so many mental coaches out there for elite athletes.
Yeah.
So, why is Nexus different, or what is unique?
Of course, I started Nexus in 2021. I started Nexus with the purpose to help the athletes in the moments of pressure, but not just this, Gianluca. I started for the moments of visualization. I think the Nexus is super good on the moments of visualization. For I give you an example to you, we have a lot of tennis players, huge tennis players, and I think these guys don't think they can beat Yannick Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, Alexander Zverev on the Grand Slam tournaments. I really think that we have superstars in this moment. We have Ben Shelton, we have Lerner Tien, we have Jakov Mensik, we have all these names. We have right now Rafael Rodar, these big names. But I think the
Yes.
main thing about Nexus and what we can improve in these athletes is about visualization. Is we making sessions by night, and these sessions are approved by huge team. I develop and a huge team. I have a leadership on it, and yeah, is a huge session because I go into the methodology right now if we can, Gianluca.
For sure. You can explain it much better, because your system actually has got. You were when we were discussing this in our previous meetings, you're saying that most of your system is happening just before people sleep. Is that
Yeah,
correct? Yeah.
yeah,
So I don't know.
absolutely.
Maybe you can explain that a little bit more, because I found that very fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, I can explain, of course. We work on two things on the brain. We work on the prefrontal cortex with a area on this part, and we work on amygdala. So amygdala is the area of the fast reactions. When the player break a racket, when a player have like a huge reaction at a referee, a huge reaction at a crowd, the amygdala is the area with this occur in a certain of
Okay.
way. And the prefrontal cortex is like a brake, is like the only brake. When I work in of course with Miomir Kekmanovic, who is I think 27 years old, is different when I work with junior tennis development, because the prefrontal cortex is just development and at the maximum at 25 years old. So when I work with the athlete at 14 years old, it's tough to say the things. I going in on a tournament in Germany, a super category 4 is a huge tournament with the best players in the world at 14 years old, and these players are just crying after the matches. All the
Mm.
players, if the players loses the match, it's just crying after. Of course, at the elite level at 20 years old, this not happen, but at junior this happen all the time. It's
Often,
because
yeah.
the prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, but the people are the thinking about these athletes is just how how this person thinking about me, who this person
Yeah.
thinking about me is like the super thinking. And yeah, Nexus working in these two areas, the amygdala and prefrontal cortex. We help a lot with visualization process. I think if you believe it, you can do it, you
Mm.
you do it for sure.
I see. So this all happens, it's a system that you can train, and it all happens just before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a system that you have developed, and and how long does it take? Oh, and do you have to do it every night?
When yes, every night. On the tournament weeks is every night.
Oh,
But of
okay.
course, when the one player is like recovering of an injury, we have 2 days of rest. Thursday and Sundays is the days of rest. For junior development,
Oh,
we have
okay.
3 days of rest. It's like a different calendar for a different players.
Ah, okay, that's very interesting. Okay. That's fascinating. And does it matter what age? I mean, you were talking about age, but can anybody, any age, do this and train themselves with this system, with this visualization? Or is it better to do it at certain ages?
I'm be honest with you, Gianluca. We are now implement this on junior tennis players, as you know, and
Yeah.
it's different because we don't put so much visualization on this process. Okay, we put much more rituals before game. Okay,
Okay.
rituals before game and in game. So on
Oh,
the serve after a mistake. So it's a different process uh, within the, of course, the elite players, because the elite players, yeah, it's
okay.
all of this is visualization process. All of, because the guys go
Okay.
to the bed, listen the session, and after the sessions he goes straight to sleep. It's not using social media, he's not using
Okay.
the cell phone, is goes straight to sleep. So the brain process all the stimulus, that I and my team had on the session.
So just to understand correctly, so the visualization before you go to bed, you do this only when you're more mature. You don't do this with the juniors.
We do this on the junior, but on less levels.
Okay. Okay.
Not in so much levels. Yeah, of course.
So the more you develop and the more elite athlete you become, the more you will spend doing the visualization.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, interesting. And how long does it take? Do you have like a idea, or is it different from every athlete before how can I say, the mental strength, clarity kicks in or starts to work? Is there like a certain amount of time, or is it different for everybody?
It's different from everybody. Is really
Can
different
it
from
take
everybody.
months? Is there people who maybe take weeks or years?
Usually months.
Usually months.
3 to 6 months you start to enter on the process. We start to enter on the process. Yeah, 3 months. On the boxer side, Gianluca, we start on camps. We work on the boxers on camps when the boxer. We have work with Nicotolo. Is a huge South African boxer, and we work with this boxer for 1 month. It's like the whole camp, and it's all day, every single day, the visualizations process every single night, and the becoming winning the world title. So it's huge for him and for Nexus too.
Oh, fantastic. A question I had to ask you was, there are, talking about tennis now, because we're obviously tennis focused. When it comes to tennis, the more elite you become, the more top level player you become. Everybody knows how to play tennis at that level. Everybody moves well, hits well, etc. The difference, everybody says, at the very top is in your head, is between your ears, what happens in your ears and your head. That is what makes the difference between a top player and just a good player. But having said that, there are some players that are incredibly talented, that are much more talented than, say, a Sinner or an Alcaraz. Okay, that's maybe exaggerating, but they are that's maybe exaggerating, but they are, you know what I mean, they are incredibly talented, but they lack that ability to be mentally strong during a match. And I'm sure these players have tried everything, including a mental thing. Do you think that there are just some people that no matter what, they cannot develop a strong mental attitude, or can you train this on anyone?
We can train this at anyone, but I think it's people more stubborn to admit they need to, because it's people, they think, okay, I need this, and I improve my body and my mind to this, just for this. And it's people who is so stubborn, then think, okay, I do it my way. And for these people, the talent is not enough, Gianluca. The talent is not enough for this level, because on the tennis it's just a point and it's over. Because on the men's side it's just about the serve. And if we go against Mepeci Pericard, if we go against Rayleigh Opelka, it's tough. After we break, it's tough. The guys are setting and go into the match after a break.
But I wanted to make like a different example. Like, take someone like Nick Kyrgios. Now, I've got fantastic player to watch, etc., right? Huge talent, nothing to say about him. But everybody was like, if he only had focus and more mental strength, he would have been incredible. He would have won many slams. So I'm sure someone like him must have gone out and said, let's try and train myself, let's try and improve, etc. But you're saying that maybe some people just are too stubborn or don't want to go there, or you can't train them. Is that what you're saying?
I think, I'll be honest with you, Jan-Luc, I think Nick Kyrgios are one of these persons. I really think Nick Kyrgios are one of these persons. Yeah, because for this mental performance tool, I include Nexus Mental Performance tool. You need a routine. You need
Okay.
to add a bedtime at a certain hour, wake up at a certain hour, go to the
Okay.
bed, don't use social media. I think Nick Kyrgios is not the person
Would be a bit
to
difficult
use
for him.
this.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. We heard
Okay.
some stories, so I think it's not the right person to
Okay.
use it.
I see. I see. Okay. I'm just having a look here. There's a few other things I wanted to ask you. Um, okay, you said you're also developing an app, or is it already launched? I'm not sure. Because you
The
want
app
to
is
also is sorry? It
the app
it's
is going development. It's
oh,
launched
okay.
on close to the final of the year.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So, what made you want to take what you've learned and the experience and the system you have with the top athletes? Why did you want to take that and bring it to the general public? What was the reason behind that?
Yeah, the reason behind it is, of course, right now all the people suffer from things like anxiety, like it's a lot of things that people suffer nowadays. The pressure of work, and I think, and with these years of experience, I have 100% sure this is a huge tool for the general people too. Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So it will benefit. You don't have to be an
Yeah,
elite athlete, but
of
what you
course
have.
it's not. Yeah, of course
Yeah.
it's not process of visualization, Gianluca, but it's a huge thing too for the general people.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Um, the other thing is, you talk about, sorry, I'm just reading some notes of mine about pressure starting in the body before it reaches the mind. I saw that on your website. Can you explain that a little bit more? Like, if you have a player physically, um, what I mean, what do you get? What are you having a player do physically a few hours before a big match?
Yeah, we start. I actually start a series on our Instagram with my team called 0.1 seconds, and I think it's
Okay.
an interesting series for everyone. Go to watch it, because we have, of course, these night sessions, but we have a ritual pre-game sessions. It's like 30 minutes before the game, and the player can do it just for relaxing the body, just for relaxing the mind. Just I call it the rituals before the game. It's just
Okay.
help to relax, because the most tennis players right now are actually tense of their body, just can't control the forehand, can't control the backhand. And I think it's because the body is rigid, because the body is so tense, they can't control the shots. So
Okay.
this can help us, and can help the athletes to understand more about we can do. I always talk about some philosophy in these pre-game sessions about find your chi. The chi is the right center of the body. If you find this right center of the body, you can have this confidence to go again for these shots, to go for your ball. Because I think on the tennis match, we have, of course, the 5 hours tennis match on the Grand Slams, and we have these huge battles with a huge of players. But we have to be like water. We have molding ourselves through the game,
Hmm.
because we can have right the time be aggressive. We can have right the time be defensive. We can mold with the game.
Okay. Great. And the same methodology and the same system you are using for tennis, you also transferred it into, as I was saying earlier, boxing and MMA. Um, these sports are obviously different, but having said that, tennis and boxing I find are very similar as well, but that's a different discussion. But did you find that you had to change something also from your system from tennis? Is there differences, or is your system the same no matter what sport?
I think the foundation is there, Gianluca, for sure. The foundation
Okay.
is there because it's individual sports. It's just you, and it's just you against the opponent. Of course, it's different against the shots. It's different against, because of course I have to change something, but the foundation, the main foundation, is there for sure.
Is the same. Okay. And you mentioned you have neuroscientists with PhD that review your protocols and your systems. How much of what you do is genuinely new science, or do you just take what is already there and yeah?
Yeah, I doing the sessions. I am a PhD on sports, so I'm responsible for doing the sessions. But all the sessions I do, it's approved by a team of neuroscience there that we have, mainly Portuguese, because I live in Portugal. So all the
Yeah.
sessions we do for all the players, for all the players in tennis, boxing, MMA, all the sessions, long time sessions, short sessions, is approved by a neuroscience with PhD team.
Okay. Okay. You know, the thing about sleep, which I find, I didn't really know this much, but I find very interesting with tennis players. And the first time I heard about sleep and recovery, sorry, was with Federer. And I was so surprised at how many hours he sleeps. And
Yeah.
I noticed this is not just Federer. Then I had to look into it. Another guy, for example, more recent, is Sinner. I didn't realize how many hours Sinner sleeps. He can easily sleep, he says, 10 hours every night. And then sometimes he will also have a little sleep in the afternoon. So this has obviously all got to do with recovery, because probably what's happening is I think the recovery for a tennis player, there are many ways you can recover after a match, after a session, whatever, with different therapies or whatever, but sleep is probably still the best recovery. But I'm curious, the sleep, your systems, what doesn't affect the sleep of a player, right?
No, no. It's the opposite. Our system
Okay.
can improve the sleep. I have a nice story to share with you, Gianluca.
Okay.
We have worked for 1 year with Pablo Tsitsipas, who is the little brother of the
Okay.
younger
Yeah.
brother of Stefanos. It's a huge tennis player. When we work on with Pablo's, it's ranked on 1,200, and we work with him for 1 year, and it's going to 900. So it's the 400 ranked spots we won. So it's fantastic. And in one night, Pablo's give me a message and say, João, I dream with trophies. I dream with winnings. I dream with trophies. So it's fantastic because on the first week, the thing I manage closely, it's the sleep. How much time you take to sleep? It's like five
Ah,
minutes.
okay.
It's 10 minutes. You take so much time to sleep or not? And of my experience, Gianluca, it's close. It's like 5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
All the tennis players, the box players that I follow, it's improve the sleep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. I don't have that problem. I sleep 2, 3 minutes. Okay.
Fantastic. Me
Okay.
too. Me too.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, I'm very lucky there. Um, yeah, so I think that's kind of everything we've covered. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or any other stories or anything we've missed?
Uh, I guess not. I think I have a little revelation to do it here, and I think it's a good podcast to do it.
Okay, fantastic.
If Because I have asked myself these little questions. Who is the tennis player who gonna just gonna beat this streak of Zverev, Carlos Alcaraz, and Yannick Sinner, and what I can help with this side of athletes. And I just think of these younger guns like Lernentin,
Mm,
Ben Shelton, Jakob Mensik, Holger Rune, these huge players. But
yes.
one of these players who don't have like so much talk about is Mapechi Pericard. I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
I think it's a
Yeah.
huge tennis player, and in the future, in my opinion, what I see in my experience, if he can improve the mental side, if he can improve the little seconds on the return, like I say to you, the 0.1 seconds, he can be the next one.
Really, I'm very surprised you say that. Not because I've got anything against him. When you look at him, the only thing you think of is, his massive serve. Um, the rest, yeah, is good, but I would never picture him as being a contender to the very top of the Sinner, Alcaraz, and so on. Um, I don't know. I can't see that happening, honestly. But yeah, sure, he's got the serve. But I remember looking recently at the statistic of his return of serve,
Is
and the
poor.
return
Yeah, I know it.
is really, really poor. And nowadays maybe the return of serve is even more important than the serve itself because everyone knows how to serve very well. So, but I don't know. Maybe he is quite a interesting, exciting player to watch. But what makes you think that? Is there something specific about him that makes you?
I think he had the serve for sure,
Yeah.
like we know about it. He has the aggression, but he has the more aggression that he have done it. So it's so super aggressive. We have to low a little bit on aggression, but I think the best thing he can improve mentally because is the return. The return is like
Yeah.
seconds. Is 0.1
Okay.
is like an instinctive reaction. Is like is a reflection. I think is a reflection. Is instinctive. So I think the
Okay.
best thing he can do it because I look into the return statistics, like you say, Gianluca, is super poor. Like he can
Yeah.
break him. I think in the two Grand Slams before he can break one guy is really poor. But if he can improve this, I think it's the next big thing. The
Okay.
main tournament he can done this is Australia Open for sure. Is
Okay. All right.
the court is around them, so I think is the best. Is the best. I think is the bold
Okay.
statement to do, but I really believe in this potential.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. A player that for me has completely surprised me when you talk about mental strength, and I actually mentioned this in a recent podcast also I did, is Yodar. Um,
Yeah,
I, I, I mean, first of all, he's so young, but I think that is actually his strength. I have not seen a player so focused, and he's just nothing distracts him. He is very focused on the match. He doesn't get too upset. He doesn't get too happy. He doesn't show anything, which is perfect for a tennis player uh, in a match. And I've just been so surprised by his, because he obviously also has incredible shots and plays very well. I mean, right now he's playing incredible. I mean, the rise he has had. So I'm very curious to see, talking about somebody who could probably challenge, let's say, the Alcaraz, the Sinner, the Zverevs. For me, him right now seems very, very likely
yeah,
to be the
yeah,
next big
yeah.
one.
Of
Yeah,
course, is
but there are
is a
many.
good.
There are many. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you, Gianluca.
mm,
It's
yeah,
a tennis player. He has everything, and he have the mindset point by point. Is a huge
yeah.
mindset for a tennis
That's
player. Is a
right.
huge.
Yeah, yeah. Huge mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, huge mindset.
Fantastic. João, I usually end with this quick fire question. I ask you questions on tennis and you quickly, not long explanation, just quickly. Are you okay with that? Should we go for it?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Okay. So, what's your favorite city?
Lisbon.
Okay. Everybody says their own city. If it's not your own city where you come from, any other one?
Florence. Florence in
Oh,
Italy.
really? In Italy. Okay. Favorite tournament?
Paris Masters Mill. Paris Master
Okay.
1000, yeah.
Okay. Favorite food?
Pasta.
Grass, clay, or hard court?
I go in clay.
Clay. Choose your
Better to
favorite.
watch.
Better to watch. Okay. Choose your favorite big three player. Federer, Djokovic, Nadal.
Djokovic for sure.
Okay. Actually, that's something I wanted to ask you. Do you think Djokovic is the ultimate player with the best mental strength of all time, or is there somebody else?
No, Djokovic, 100%. Djokovic. If
100%.
you look, where the Djokovic go through these moments of pressure is no better than Djokovic. He's the best.
Okay.
He's the best in the
Number
world on
one.
mental side. Number one.
Okay. Number one. The best tennis experience for a fan. What do you think is the best experience?
But in one tournament.
It can be anything. It can be a tournament, going to a tournament in a city, yeah, or anything
I think
related to
the
tennis.
best experience for a fan is going to watch a Grand Slam.
A Grand
All
Slam.
of the four.
Okay.
Yeah, a Grand Slam.
All right. If you can steal one shot from any player in history, what would it be?
I do the love of Andy Murray.
The what? Sorry, the lob.
The love of Andy Murray is
Oh,
the
Andy
best.
Murray. Okay, yeah, interesting. Nice one. And do you think tennis should change its format? There is a lot of talk, especially in the last year, about making tennis shorter, quicker. Do you think it should change?
I think not, because if change it, we lost the emotions. We lost the 5 hours battles. We lost everything.
Okay. And do you think we should get rid of doubles? A lot of talk of that as well.
Maybe.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're not a big fan of doubles?
I'm a big fan of doubles, but I think it's a lot of time consuming.
Okay. And if you weren't involved in what you are doing now in tennis, in the mental side of it, what else would you be doing? What would you be doing right now?
I'm probably on the finances.
Finance side. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, that's it. Thank you very much, João. That was really interesting. And I'll put the link to your website so people can go and check what you do, and obviously also use your services, which would be fantastic. And I always forget to tell everyone also I always forget this, to subscribe, hit the like button, the notification and everything. We need more subscribers, and subscribe to my newsletter. I'm on LinkedIn and Substack. But thanks a lot, João, and it was great to talk to you and meet you, and have a great day.
Thank you, Gianluca. You too. It's a pleasure.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.